Hi, Long Island. Welcome to 20-something with Devin and Veronica. Today we have a very exciting topic, relationship red flags. We're going to dive right into this one because we have a lot to cover.
We have a lot to cover. I'm really excited about this one.
I think all 20-somethings are excited about this.
I think we all need this one. So
what's red flag number one,
Pretty
Dev?
pumped. So red flag number one, when his idea of a date seems more like a booty call. I think that's a good one. You know, if a guy asks you just to come over, like on your first date, then there's a big problem. You know, he should definitely be taking you out to dinner or having planned something for you. It's also a good indicator of what the rest of your relationship is going to be like if you end up liking each other.
Exactly. And as women, we need like content in our relationships, not just a physical.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, don't invite a girl over just for the first date. Pick her up. Pick her up. Can we talk about picking people up? Does anyone pick anybody up anymore?
No, this isn't the 50s.
Pick
Chivalry's
a girl
dead.
up. No, it's not dead. There are some men that will still pick you up. You know who you are.
They're not 20-something. They're not 20-something.
No,
though.
some of them are. Some of them are. I swear.
Devin's in a new relationship that she's very happy in, so that's why she's being so optimistic.
But I swear, some guys will pick you up, and it's great. And, you know, someone should pick you up. They should come to the door. Come to the door. Don't beep outside for me. Never. Do not do that to me.
I think I would laugh if anyone ever did that.
People do that.
Yeah, I know.
I've been there.
Like I don't hang out with those people. So
yeah, so no bueno. And what is there anything else? Like what else is an idea of a booty call? Late night phone calls.
Oh yeah.
It's like
if he only calls you when it's like late at night on a Saturday and he's like drunk and drinking and it's just not a good look and it's not a good feeling either.
Yeah.
So I think you definitely need to realize when it's happening because some people are in denial when that happens. I think you need to accept it and move on or accept it and be on the same page or whatever it is, but
exactly. But there's a lot of ways that you could really just be a booty call and don't try to be like, well, he did talk to me all day or like, you know, either way, it's still a booty call. So get over it and realize that you should be treated better than that. And, you know, I'm not saying guys are like all guys are bad. I'm just saying that these certain circumstances are not really the best foot forward to start anything off.
Yes, so that's red flag number one.
Numero uno. Practicing my Spanish since I'm going to Spain. Numero uno. What's about numero dos?
Numero dos.
Numero dos.
Talking about other women and like taking in particular interest in other girls' lives and stuff like that because it doesn't make us feel special and we need to feel special when we're in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah, and also I think just personally, like through so much social media and like how easy it is to like contact anybody and like talk, like you know everything about your ex-boyfriend's life because you're friends with him on Facebook or like just little things like that. And I know almost everyone has that, but at the same time, like, you know, maybe like unfollow them. Like if you don't want to unfriend someone, like you don't need to know everything about your ex's life and like or talk about them or be like, oh look, there she is like in a bikini in Jamaica. Like I think that's a little, I don't know. I don't really think that that's very respectful to the woman that you're with currently.
It's not, and that's why it's on our red flag list.
Red flag. Don't talk about other women. Also, just like, oh, sorry, you go.
I was gonna say huge red flag is if their best friends are girls. It's a girl. Because there's not really any room for you.
Yeah, that's so true because you become best friends with the person you're with. If you ask me, if you have a good relationship, you become best friends with that person.
All good
so you should be their female best friend. Damn it! Like
exactly.
Can I say damn?
Can I talk?
Okay.
All good relationships need to have a solid friendship too, more than anything.
Yeah.
So if you're not the closest person to them, then there's no point of you being together.
Yeah, it's true. And also it's like really weird when it's like, oh, my phone's ringing and it's another girl and I'm going to talk to her on the phone for half an hour. Like that's very weird. You know? That's uncomfortable. You know? It's just a respect thing.
Yeah.
You know, because also that girl, like that, her boyfriend is not going to like it one day when, you know,
when she gets a phone call from the guy.
yeah,
And
either it's just, you know, be respectful of each other's relationships.
exactly,
you know?
that's all it is. If you're in a relationship with a girl and you have a best friend who's a girl,
Don't
they
call.
need to.
You're rude.
They need to realize that there's a boundary that's there. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Don't overstep your boundaries.
segue into another red flag
Yeah.
is jealousy, because relationships like that can lead to like jealousy and
Yeah.
harsh feelings.
Yeah.
And stuff. And so
Yeah. Well, also, it's weird though, because you could be like, I think it's natural to have a little jealousy in you. Hence the reason why
yes.
you don't want like
That's a
your
natural
boyfriend
human
to have a
reaction.
friend. Yeah. To have like female friends that they're so close with, but also on the other hand, you can't be with someone that's like so jealous that you can't be a normal human.
right. Because then I don't really know.
You know? Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Jealousy is a weird play, because
Yeah.
there are certain circumstances where it's appropriate to be jealous, and then there's
Yeah.
certain ones where it's just kind of like you're being dramatic.
Yeah.
So you have to recognize when it's appropriate and when it's not. And
Right.
if you do have a jealous reaction, to talk about it in a nice,
Yeah.
calm way,
Yeah.
and not go all psycho girlfriend on this person.
Yeah.
So
Very
if you
true.
do have if you do tend to have like psycho girlfriend reactions, probably not the best relationship to be in.
Or if he is crazy jealous over something that you do, you know?
Exactly. Yeah, because guys can be jealous too. It happens. They
Yeah.
might deny it, but it happens.
Yeah. Like, it really
So-
does happen. It happens both ways. Also, though, I think a lot of reasons that we can get jealous, or another topic, it would be the fact that you need to like the people that your boyfriend or girlfriend
Is friends with and hang out with.
If they're around, like,
bad people, it gives them a bad image.
yeah, or also just like people who are influences in like in ways that just, okay, if you're going out with your 4 buddies that are like, you know, out doing like their thing, and
What do you mean by their thing?
you
Elaborate
know,
on this.
I don't want to like totally stamp like guys as these hard, because it's not everyone, but I'm just saying, if all your guy friends are going out and your boyfriend's going with these guys,
and they're behaving single.
Yeah.
And it
everyone
kind of
knows
rubs
what goes
off
on, and don't try to act like I'm dumb and
Yeah.
like you're not Mr. Wingman, and I don't think being wingman is cool. So what? You're like hanging out, like talking to some girl who might be getting interested in you when you talk to her, because you don't know.
When you're in those situations, it's not that easy to say no and back off and do the right thing by the person that you're with.
Yeah, you're like trying to not be rude, but at the same time, you're like, okay, does she realize that this isn't like, you know?
Yep. And we pick up on things like that when we're hanging out with our boyfriends and their friends. We pick up on their different behaviors and their interactions with each other. So we can tell
Yeah.
how they act when we're not around.
Yeah.
Very intuitive people.
We're so intuitive. Let's pat ourselves on the back.
Yeah. It's not always a good thing though, so
Yeah, it's
maybe
like,
we
oh.
should hold off on that.
Maybe I wish I didn't know anything, but okay. So what else we got here today? What if you were? Oh, you go.
I was gonna say that if they hide their phone from
Oh,
you,
yeah.
or if you feel like you need to go through their phone and like
Those are
snoop
red
around,
flags.
that's not okay. No one
Yeah.
wants to have to feel like they have to do that.
And again,
And
that's where social media comes into play, where I'm saying it's just like so
It's so
hard.
easy to contact anyone and talk to whoever you want to.
Yeah, I mean,
So they could be talking to whoever you want. You're never gonna know. You can look through their phone all you want to, but
Yeah.
you really have no idea
Yeah.
what's gonna happen. So just keep an open line of communication. And
Yeah.
if you do get that urge to snoop through their phone, or guys all the time, they'll like have their phone upside down so that
Yeah.
if they get a message or something, you won't be able to see it.
Yeah.
We know these things. We catch up on this
dumb.
stuff, guys.
Yeah, well, I to elaborate on that, like, you could say that about any generation, because just in general, like, okay, so when there weren't cell phones, you were off and we couldn't contact you
Yeah.
and be like, hey, babe, what are you doing? Like, you know, or vice versa. So, yes, there's always opportunity in any time, in any situation. So I guess it really is down to trust and how you let someone, how you really show someone that you can trust me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
And it's so-
it really you really never know. Like,
you don't. It's so hard to trust people
what
now.
situations could be like dangerous for your relationship or
Right.
whatever,
Yeah, it's hard to point out.
Yeah, it is hard to point out, but I do agree. Like, it's, okay, so why is your phone always flipped over all the time? That's weird. Don't do that. And if you do, then, yeah, we're going to make assumptions, and maybe we'll be like, maybe I should look through his phone.
And then we'll go all psycho girlfriend on you because...
Yeah, and then we're going to go psycho. And then you say we're psycho. When we're just not. We just want you to be normal and do the things that we do to you, meaning leave the phone facing upward.
Or put it in your pocket so we don't see it at all. It's not even an issue.
Yeah.
It doesn't...
Great. Or, like, all of a sudden, like, when the phone mysteriously never comes out anymore, It's like...
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't really bother me. I'd rather you have your phone away anyway.
Yeah, but it's
My
like,
phone's...
you can't go from always having your phone around to, like, okay, 2 years later and I haven't seen your phone in 2 weeks because you're hiding it in your drawer in your bedroom.
Because you're being sneaky
You
and
weirdo.
trying to pull a fast one. But we're always one step ahead. More than one step ahead. We're a couple steps ahead at all times.
We try. We try to be. I don't know if it's healthy. We should probably go to like some spa in Arizona and take a chill pill. What about how, some people are more superficial than other people.
Hate that. I hate it.
That's a red flag. If you're only with like someone or the kind of guy that needs to be with someone because they are like...
Because they look good or just
all the
because
time.
they're just concerned about their looks.
Yeah.
Materialistic things.
Yeah. Things that like only money buys. It's like, well,
That really sucks.
that's nothing. That's so empty and
Yeah,
it's
it is.
just-
Exactly. It's so empty. There's no context behind your relationship.
Yeah.
And there's no like...
It's like, oh great, you both like designer things, so
Yeah.
that's why you hang out and then you brag about it on
Facebook. So,
Like, ew, you're
Yeah.
gross. And I don't know, just also, I don't know, I think it's, if the only girls you're looking at when you're out, like if your boyfriend's like looking at people and the only people he's looking at are like these like...
model type people
It's
who
like,
are...
come on, dude.
Look at me,
like-
look at me.
Yeah, or if he's the one that's like, look at me, I look,
Yeah. Well,
whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone wants attention, but...
it's not always good attention.
Yeah, it's not always good
So-
attention. So have better intentions.
Yes. So it's okay to be attracted to good-looking people. That's not what we're
Obviously,
saying
yes.
at all. But
Yes,
if that's
thank
your
you for
only,
clearing that up.
if that's the only thing that you like about somebody, then
It's never gonna last.
it's
It's
not-
never gonna be real.
right, and it's the biggest red flag ever.
Yeah.
So because we're not going to look like this when we're 60.
Yeah,
So,
and be with someone who like will still appreciate you for being you, and you don't have to be all like Botoxed up and whatever.
Yeah.
Like someone who really loves you for you.
Exactly.
Whether you get Botox or not in the end. Again, I have nothing against Botox.
we're still young, so
Yeah, I might want that one day. I'm not gonna lie.
probably.
Also, what else we got?
Talks bad about your friends, I think, is a big red
Yeah.
flag because your friends are people who are important to you in your life.
And who reflect you.
And yes, and same goes for family. Friends
Yeah.
and family, they're a big reflection of who you are as a person.
Right.
And they're really who you learn from the most in life
Yeah.
because they're the people who you're around the most. So if someone's like trash talking your friends or your family or like your mom,
Yeah. And it
I
also
think
puts
I'd write you off really quick, I think.
And it puts a negative connotation on, like, if you're just listening to someone say negative things about anything in your life, after a while you might even start to believe it, or might even just start to be like, whatever, talk about it if that's what you're going to do, because
That's called
I give up.
That's called
Like,
brainwashing.
listening. Yeah, it's like kind of a brainwashing thing. Before you know it, you're like, okay, well, they don't like when if you care, then you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe I shouldn't do that. Where,
Exactly.
You
start to think how they think, even though it's not right.
even if they're wrong.
Exactly.
So, people that talk bad about the people in your life,
Yeah.
it's one thing if it's like, oh, well, I don't really like when you hang out with so-and-so because of her reputation, like, whatever. But if then you could talk about that and, like,
if you're
figure it out.
attacking a person's character, even if they're in your life or not, I just think it just shows more about you, who you are as a person. If you're going to sit there and attack somebody, it's kind of like you're mean. You're the one being mean.
Yeah. And you also don't need to say mean things about other people. You could just avoid that altogether.
If you have nothing nice to say,
don't say it at all.
Thanks.
But remember, what's that saying that's like what Susie says about Sally says more about Susie than Sally. You know,
That
I think that's what
sounds
it
right.
says.
I've never heard that before, but yes.
It's like what you say about someone, really.
Yes, that does make sense. We should switch those names around because that's kind of confusing. But yeah.
Susie and Sally, what you know? But
Devin
yeah.
and Veronica. What Devin,
What?
what
But
Devin
then
says-
that's like mean. Then it's like what Devin says about Veronica means that Devin is mean.
Yeah. We only say nice things over here.
Yeah,
So back on
exactly.
track,
Back on track.
since we do that a lot. We get off track.
Wait, who digresses? Me or you? Oh. You go. Live on the Daily Blue. Regression.
Okay.
And digression.
All right. Do we have anything else on our list here, Dev? Anything else that you want to add? Read through
Red
it.
flags.
We've both had enough in our life.
Had enough red flags. If you could start throwing some like other color
Futures?
flags at me, that'd be great. I guess that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
I think we're good too. So
All
if
right.
you have any of these in your relationships,
Yeah.
forming relationships, then
Yeah.
maybe take a step back and evaluate
Especially
what
right
your
away.
expectations are. And
Especially right away. You know.
I think that's our sign that we're
This
done.
is a blue flag.
Yep.
But also, wait, I do have to say, don't ignore your initial, how you feel about something initially in a relationship. You know, if in the beginning you're getting these mixed feelings, you know.
Cut it.
Cut
Cut
it
the
then.
cord.
All right.
Dead 'em.
All right, we're going to cut the
All
cord
right.
too.
Yeah.
So.
Cutting our cord. 20-something.
20-something.
See you next Monday
See you
at
next
2
Monday.
p.m.
I won't be here though, but see Veronica next Monday at 2
Yes,
p.m.
I'll be here. I'll have a special guest here.
Oh.
We'll see.
Okay.
All
Bye,
right,
everybody.
Goodbye.